Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. Just woke up, so if I sound a little crazy at any point, I don't know what to tell you. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So you know how like always the news that's not as important as other news ends up being like the most popular news out there. We can literally have news that Bitcoin is like on the cusp of $9 million. But Grayscale and Coinbase will have hired someone who wears like two different color shoes, and that ends up making the headline news. So I saw this floating around and I was like, oh my gosh, like people really care about this. And I don't exactly, like literally can't really figure out why. According to a statement by Bloomberg, Binance Labs, the massive investment arm of Binance, logically, has separated from the company and taken on an independent structure. As a result of this event, the ties between Binance Labs and Binance have been severed. So my brain can't conceptualize where to actually begin at this point. A lot of stuff has taken place over the course of the last couple of years. For those of you who don't remember, haven't noticed, or forgotten, people for some reason have always hated Binance. There's a number of reasons for that, none of them that actually make any sense. The core number one figure was that Binance, and I mega air quote here, was a Chinese company. And of course, you have a lot of people who try to scare other people because of that country. This was very similar to years ago when we heard that China had over 51% of Bitcoin's hash rate, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, they're going to destroy Bitcoin, as opposed to just being like, oh, maybe they're not. And this is why, for those of you who also missed it a couple of weeks ago, months ago, it's been months now, there was like weird weather in Texas. It was snowing. And lo and behold, a lot of the hash rate had been moved from China and it had actually been moved to Texas. And during the very cold weather, during the snow, a lot of people had to turn off their mining machines, and it actually accounted for 33% of Bitcoin's mining power. So centralization. Since that time, with the entire thing with Binance, between the Wall Street Journal and a number of other publications and people within the cryptocurrency space and other crypto YouTubers telling everyone how evil Binance is, the SEC also at some point swooped on in. I'm pretty sure, let's be honest with ourselves, they were probably told by some larger entity over the course of the last couple of years who's been trying to enter the cryptocurrency space and or make their own cryptocurrency exchange that Binance was absolutely terrible or horrible and yada, yada, yada. So what Binance was probably forced to do behind the scenes was to like basically break apart and change a whole bunch of the structure of their company and the inner workings. For those of you who don't remember, Changpeng Zhao, the former CEO of Binance, was basically kidnapped a couple of months ago. Like, really look it up. Like, I think the news is like he landed and then someone took him, and they have refused to actually say the actual reason why and won't let him go. And of course, it has to do with the idea of money laundering and all the other crap that they keep throwing out there. But since then, Binance has basically had to restructure. So a lot of the news literally is that one of the companies that has the name Binance in it that belonged to Binance is now their own company. This is quite common. It happens in many different forms of finance. You'll have, other subsidiaries or other companies that are simply linked to you. And at some point, if they get too big, or if some legal challenge happens, or someone says this is a monopoly in some sort of way, you simply let them do their own thing on their own. But a lot of people were questioning from these news articles if something was wrong with Binance, if something was happening, and it's like, maybe something's wrong with the system as far as like, anyway. So yeah, one of the companies that was attached to Binance is simply now their own company. And Binance Coin actually went up on this news, which I found to be absolutely great, that people, at least some people, realized what was happening and that this wasn't a terribly horrible, bearish kind of situation. During it says the volatile period, wow. In Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, a significant development occurred on the Binance front. An important development took place on the Binance. Who wrote this? And an important development took place on the Binance side, period? That's your sentence? Amidst increasing regulatory scrutiny and the ongoing lawsuit against the US SEC, Binance made a critical decision, yes. According to an announcement by Bloomberg on the 15th of March, Binance spun off its $10 billion venture capital arm known as Binance Labs earlier this year. After Changpeng Zhao resigned, he didn't really have a choice when he's in custody, resigned as CEO of Binance last year. One of the biggest decisions taken during the 4-month tenure of the new executive, Richard Tang, was this separation. He said, Binance Labs is an independent venture and is not part of the Binance Group and is not included in any business operated by the Binance Group, including but not limited to the Binance cryptocurrency exchange. Binance Labs has a license to use Binance's trademark, but other than that, it has no other relationship with the Binance Group. The most popular news story out there. I wish I was slightly joking. So now there's another company out there that has the name Binance, apparently no relation, no affiliation. And I think we were supposed to be scared at this news because for some reason people just can't let it go. Oh, you might remember as well, after Changpeng Zhao was taken into custody and basically kidnapped. You remember, because I mentioned this 1,000 times on the news, executives and people from JP Morgan and a bunch of other places were like, oh yeah, now the cryptocurrency space is good, is clean, we can relax now. And then 6 weeks later, we heard that Binance is still the #1 exchange on the planet. So like literal kudos to them. People are throwing fireballs at them every single step of the way. And the resilience is quite remarkable. That's the Binance news. And yeah, let's move on. In fear-mongering news is exactly what I'm going to call this. It says, in a bid to salvage its distressed situation, the New York Community Bank, or the NYCB, has agreed to a $1 billion deal with a couple of investors. So the news is, without having to even go through the entirety of it, there's a bank called, the New York Community Bank, wonderful, who apparently was on the brink of bankruptcy, was near the end of their time. They weren't doing well, they mismanaged money, as many different banks do. And a lot of people were, how do I say this? The news that was floating around was that a lot of people believed that we were in the midst of another banking crisis, and a lot of people began to make videos and other things talking about that banks were going to collapse and therefore people should be buying more Bitcoin. I mean, it's not that that's like not untrue, triple negative, but no, that's not at all what's happening. The banks aren't collapsing again. This was one bank that you've also never heard of this. I mean, maybe if you live in New York and you live in the community and you live next to bank, then you've heard of New York Community Bank. However, I'm certain that no one has actually heard of this bank. Banks go through financial issues all the time. I'm not sure if people know that. Just because one bank is going through it doesn't mean that they're all having a problem. For the same exact reason we heard 2 years ago that remember all the banks are collapsing at the exact same time. And then they just kind of didn't, because there's always like bailout money for them. So a lot of people were throwing this around in the cryptocurrency space, that this was the beginning of another banking crisis. And it's like, no, those band-aids are larger than you actually know. And we probably won't have another banking-ish crisis for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And that will also be bandaged up once again as well. So very popular cryptocurrency news. I don't know what it is about the idea of all banks having to collapse for Bitcoin to do well. Bitcoin will be just fine whether the banks are here or not. They're already integrating and adding Bitcoin to their coffers and also offering it to their clients as well. So no, the New York Community Bank is not some type of a bank that is going to spread to other ones, because it's not a major bank. I don't exactly know. That's the New York Community Bank crisis. Ooh, scary. Can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Wow, how insane news. Moving along. Also in what is okay. So Shiba Inu's back in the news. Also, who's writing these articles? It's just Shiba Inu, one of the most popular meme coins trading within the cryptocurrency realm, recently echoed a sense of frenzy throughout the broader crypto market on Thursday. A sense of frenzy? As the meme coin's lead developer spotlighted the much-awaited launch of the Shib name service, coming as a result of the Shiba Inu's partnership with D3 Inc., a DNS domains company. The Shib name service aims to revolutionize Shiba Inu's community members' venture into Web3, propelling optimism. They wrote the words propelling optimism for the new... So as far as I understand it, Shiba Inu apparently has like a name service now. So remember a number of years ago, you can still do this now, but when it was first announced, as opposed to having to have a long Ethereum name, 43XY21Z, blah, 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 going on so and so and so. Apparently, you can get like a .eth name that the money still gets sent to you, and or a .eth that kind of works like a .com kind of ending. This is as far as I'm understanding, because every article that I read about this, they were so busy trying to make sure to throw in words like propelling optimism that none of them actually explained what you're going to be able to do with the actual name service, other than having it's not even a .shib as far as I understand it. It even says it's somewhere around here. It literally is an asterisk Shib. You can even see on the names, it says, is that woof? It says woof asterisk Shib. Nice asterisk Shib. So I guess it's not a .shib. It is now an asterisk. Okay. And it says asterisk Shib is the next .com. And even more interesting, in a really weird advertising ploy, Toshi Kusama, who's meant to be the Satoshi Kusamanaka? Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto of the Shiba Inu space. I'm not even going to read out half of this because it reads like of someone who's 15 wrote this. But he's also offering like money off. It's just kind of weird. Imagine like Satoshi Nakamoto going onto Twitter and being like, hey, bro, who doesn't like 420, if you want some monies off your .btc thing, use my code below. That's literally what it is. That's on the screen right now for those of you who can't see or aren't looking at the screen. So this was, of course, major news. It's just a matter of if anyone actually uses it. That's just complete logic. We get so much news all the time about these brand new things that are happening for all of these projects, and it's like, is anyone going to actually use it though? Because the .eth stuff like kind of took off, but it's also because it's the number 2 coin. There's also like stuff for other coins as well. They also have their own domain name features, but people have to actually want to use your coin. That's one of the big problems with a lot of the meme coins. I think the idea of like meme culture sounds fun and dandy now until you get to like the actual real world. Remember, what's that company? I don't remember. There was some company a couple of months ago, and I guess it seems completely logical because it's crypto. There was some company who announced that they would be allocating, was it tens of millions of dollars into meme coins specifically. I want to say it was over 100 million. And their goal is to be dope for the community, yo. Like literally they're going to be buying tons of meme coins to like make everyone like feel happy. And it's like, you know what you can do with $100 million for actual cryptocurrency projects? I just don't understand it. So perhaps there may be a day sometime in the future where you walk into a store and hey, I'm going to pay with Shib. And they're like, cool, bro, because it's the year 2045 and you can do that. But until that day, it's still a meme coin. So Not knocking it. It's just I like if people can get a little bit back to reality sometimes. That's the asterisk Shib is the next .com news. Uh-huh. All right. Okay. Let's move on. Also in the idea of quantum computing is, it almost feels like it's on the same level as like the metaverse, kind of. Like, we know that quantum computers exist, or quantum chips exist, but like full scale ranged quantum computers that normal people are using is not a thing. Same exact thing with the metaverse. Like metaverse size exists, but I'm not sitting there talking to you in one right now. Like, it's that kind of thing. And of course you have people who are using them, but it's not full scale. A lot of years ago in crypto, one of the more interesting ways to, I guess, kind of terrify people was to tell them that quantum computing was going to be the end of crypto in some sort of way. That was one of the actual things. It was, oh no, how do we get around quantum computers computing themselves into quantum when it comes to blockchain? And Vitalik Buterin recently spoke about this, and Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin has proposed a hard fork strategy to protect the Ethereum network from quantum computing threats, sparking a community-wide discussion on quantum security. I would not say community-wide. It would probably be like maybe 6 people. But Vitalik Buterin, the word quantum and Ethereum all in the same sentence is going to birth a lot of different articles out there. Buterin's proactive stance indicates Ethereum's preparedness to tackle quantum vulnerabilities, ensuring the platform's resilience against futuristic challenges. Buterin, in a detailed post, discussed Ethereum's capability to guard against a quantum computing attack and potentially safeguard the network and its assets against futuristic threats. The proposal outlines the urgency of preparing for quantum computers' ability to solve problems such as discrete logarithms that underpin the security of several cryptographic algorithms, including those used by Ethereum. In the post, Buterin suggested that Ethereum could initiate a simple recovery fork to mitigate risks posed by quantum achievements. According to Buterin, the proposed hard fork will require Ethereum users to adopt new wallet software to minimize the loss of funds within the Ethereum ecosystem. And he basically just said all of that all over again. So apparently, the thing that will stop us from not having to get pummeled by quantum computers is a hard fork. He is proposing. So remember how I told you before, and if you want to do like a 51% attack on a chain, you would literally need billions of dollars to gain the computing power to be able to force the chain to move in a certain direction, or to do this, or to create new coins, or to destroy coins, what have you. The way that blockchains work is that there's, have you ever seen like a big chain and like the link, I'm saying link, but you can't see my fingers. You add on different links into the chain so it becomes longer. All you literally have to do is go one transaction before and basically fork the chain to go in a different direction. So the other one now has 27 million Bitcoin, but the normal 21 million before that attack happened continues on just from a hard fork. So he's basically proposing that in the event of a futuristic Terminator type event, I don't know. Basically, we would just need a hard fork, a recovery fork, to basically go one transaction before. We would need, of course, network consensus, but everyone would say yes so they can get their money back. And they would have to download new software. So I guess the future solved. I think that's going to do it for this. No, I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, this was also very popular news. I don't know if this is an actual answer. I've watched documentaries on quantum computing, and what it might do in the future. I don't know if a hard fork's going to cut it, but I mean, we'll see in about 16 years how that ends up working out for all of us. So, I mean, at least, and I'll say it this way, at least Vitalik is maybe the first person in the space to not have done like a doomsday kind of thing. A lot of these people within crypto who talk about quantum computers, I mean, they literally are grabbing their hair, running around in circles in the street, doomsday and all that. But Vitalik is like, no, we can just hard fork it. So, cool. Can't wait for that hard fork. Ethereum's already had a lot of them. That's the, quantum computing Vitalik Buterin recovery fork Ethereum news. And yeah, let's move on. Oh, for the love of God. This also was by far, and I mean, listen to the way that the person wrote this article. In what comes as a remarkable revelation. They wrote those words. In what comes as a remarkable revelation within the cryptocurrency landscape, Elon Musk's Tesla and SpaceX have been registered holding colossal amounts of Bitcoin, per insights unveiled by the blockchain tracker Arkham. These holdings, valued at $1.34 billion, promptly garnered noteworthy attention among crypto market traders and investors globally as Bitcoin recently surged past $68,000. A remarkable revelation is not this. Years ago, we heard that apparently Muskie was in the cryptocurrency space and it drove everyone bananas. For those of you who don't remember the story, get ready for a little tale. It was revealed to us, the public, allegedly, that apparently Mr. Muskie went to Blockstream, the people who basically deal with Bitcoin's code, and gave them a little questionnaire that basically said, can I control this? Yes or no? And they all came back and ticked the little no, sorry, you can't control Bitcoin. And legend has it, allegedly, that Elon Musk got very annoyed and actually went to the people from Dogecoin and proposed the exact same thing. Can he have some control over the project in some sort of way? Rumor has it that they said yes, and this is why he began to like Dogecoin as much as he apparently does. We then heard that Elon Musk was actually into the Bitcoin space, despite the rumors that had been floating around and that he, Tesla, and SpaceX owned Bitcoin. During the downtime and the long ago, the bear market, when the prices were going down, we had news quarterly, I want to say, that Tesla or SpaceX in multiple occasions had either purchased, another 200 Bitcoin and or had not sold any of their Bitcoin, which made people so elated that their god Elon Musk, for some reason, had simply not sold any Bitcoin. And recently, it was revealed that apparently Elon Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX are not only holding Bitcoin, but they have a lot of Bitcoin. And they haven't sold any Bitcoin, and now they have Bitcoin. In what comes as a remarkable revelation, I still haven't been told properly by anyone why everyone's so obsessed with Elon Musk. Cool. Apparently Tesla has 11,500 Bitcoin. SpaceX has 9,200. Yeah. Are you more shocked that they have Bitcoin or that they don't have a little Bitcoin? There's only two roads down there. You know that all the mega companies are buying and have been buying up Bitcoin for a while, right? You know that just because you don't hear on a daily basis that they're holding crypto doesn't mean that they're not buying it behind the scenes. I don't think these are even the numbers from before. I think these are actually more than they previously had, which would make a lot of sense. You know, if we hear that Bitcoin's $37,000 and is going up to $300,000, If we got that information, you can only assume that these mega companies also know that as well, right? So they're going to be buying more Bitcoin to make more profits. In what can only be considered as some of the best news that we've ever gotten, we have been blessed, everyone. Bow your heads. We've been blessed by Muskie and his companies for them holding colossal amounts of Bitcoin. Like, I sincerely don't get it. Like, I honestly just don't. That's the Elon Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX remarkable revelation. Let's move on. Oh, geez, that's bright. Oh my gosh, that hurt my eyes. Oh gosh. Also in very popular news, but this also seems like complete logic. They kind of had to do this. VanEck, the company VanEck, is apparently waiving their fees for their spot Bitcoin ETF. The New York-based investment firm said in an updated prospectus filed with the US SEC, they said, and I quote, "We listen to our clients and understand the importance of continuously reassessing our fee structures to align with their expectations and the dynamic nature of the market," end quote. I doubt that they didn't really listen to their clients as much as they want the monies. Over the last few months, we have seen Fidelity and BlackRock completely dominating the Bitcoin ETF space. And that's period. I don't know how to really continue on from there. So in an effort to get money flowing into their funds, they literally lowered their fees to zero. Think of that. Because for some reason, Grayscale still has a 1.5% fee. Don't know what's going on, buddy. I believe BlackRock has 0.25, but most of them also have lowered their fees to near zero and or to zero for a specific period of time before the fees end up revving back up. So cool. The fee waiver reflects our dedication to providing competitive investment opportunities that meet the needs of investors. And we believe it may encourage even more investors to explore the potential of Bitcoin as part of their investment strategy. Why do people talk like this? No one talks like that except for like in a press release or if they're on TV. But I mean, you can't also like be honest, because you wouldn't be like a weird company then. You have to like say stuff like this, because you can't be like, hey, we've noticed that company over there is getting like $500 million per day and we're getting like 16 million. So if you guys could just swing on over and also use us, you got to be like, oh, the needs of our investors, and hopefully at some point people understand the power of Bitcoin by investing with us. The filing references a broader prospectus filed on the 1st of March and says the company is executing what? Execute? Oh, I can't speak English. I said executing. I mean, to be fair, it does look like it. They are executing their previously reserved rights to waive their fees. During the period, basically from the 12th of March until the 31st of March in 2025, the sponsor will waive the entire sponsor fee for the first $1.5 billion of the assets. The company asserted VanEck Spot ETF has drawn $297 million in so far. That's, comparatively. If they have $297 million in total, BlackRock is literally doing $500 million per day. Yeah, see, so you would also lower your fees to as low as possible until they get to one. Imagine they never go higher than 1.5. Imagine it's always on the cusp and they're always at 1.499 million. Anyway, very popular news. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't think a lot of people who are already in crypto have been buying these ETFs. Correct me if I'm incorrect. I just assume a lot of people have been using Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, Binance. The idea, to me, The idea of not simply holding the crypto myself seems a bit odd, and I don't want to give extra money to another company when I can just kind of get the crypto myself. But I'm certain people, people are always buying a lot of things maybe to have. It's not even, what's the word? It's not even diversification. You buying spot ETFs is not diversification because you're buying a securitized version of the actual commodity that you could be buying yourself. So assumption that most people in crypto have not bought these, but if you've been looking for it, I mean, you can't beat 0%. Like, you literally can't. Like, they're not going to pay you to buy it because at that point they're just losing money. So if you've been hankering for some security Bitcoin, there you go. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. A lot of weird news the last couple of days. We were doing so well. We were on a roll. We had like really good, structured, proper news more or less news articles and stories, but looks like we've gotten back to the good old musky days. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.